Welcome, everyone. Today, we're joined by Mr. Maziar Sabet, President and CEO of JA Asia Pacific. Maziar, thank you for making the time to join us today. Last time we spoke, or last time you spoke to the JA community here in Asia Pacific, you gave us a sense of what was going on shortly after COVID-19. Can you give us an update now that we're a couple months into this in terms of how it's affecting work?
Well, thank you. It's great to be in touch with everybody today. Obviously, the COVID-19 situation continues to affect everyone around the world. It's a problem that started here, but spread very quickly. And I want to wish everybody who has been affected, both personally as well as professionally, all the best. And our thoughts and prayers are continuing to be with you. One of the things that we realized very early on here in our region is that we're all in this together. This is, this was obvious to us in the very early days when it was really confined to 3 or 4 countries. It was clear to us that what affects one affects all of us. And this really inspired us to collaborate on an unprecedented level in terms of all of the various countries within our region, the 18 countries that are part of the Asia Pacific region, but also with other parts of the world. And it's also pushed us to reflect on how we meet our operational challenges in the short term, but perhaps more importantly, how we want to emerge from this in the long run. As an organization, we're working together more closely than ever before in order to meet these challenges, the challenge of the moment, but also to come out of this stronger than we entered it.
Definitely. You mentioned, in your collaboration with your members and your partners in the region, what steps have you maybe taken to adapt to the situation? Or is it simply a matter of, waiting until this passes?
That's a great question. But with your permission, I'm going to not use the word adapt, and I would rather use the word evolve, I think. Whenever we pull out of this, and it will eventually be a time where we look back on this pandemic. I don't think it'll be back to business as usual for anyone. I think for all of us here at JA, COVID-19 hasn't really changed what we do, but it's simply expedited the path that we were already on. And the best example of this, and I would say not just for us, but for most organizations around the world, is the fact that it has enhanced our digital capabilities significantly. For some time, we've been in talks with a number of technology partners to see how we can digitize more of our content, and we're still in these discussions for a global partner. While we don't view this as a replacement for face-to-face learning, we're very excited about the potential for greater scale, for greater reach, as well as what it does in terms of self-motivated learning. And when the current pandemic ends, our enhanced digital capabilities are here to stay and will be part of what we do moving forward.
Definitely. You mentioned, Maziar, that it's no longer business as usual. Just to focus on that word business for a moment. What business are you able to conduct under these challenging circumstances?
We've had to definitely rethink our approach to how we implement programs. And before I talk about new business, I want to say that one of the things we're most grateful for is a loyalty that our existing partners have shown us in staying loyal to the programs that they've initiated and staying loyal to the impact that they were hoping to make in terms of the empowerment of young people. But we've also been forging new relationships, and over the past several weeks, we finalized partnerships with organizations that are, each of which is a key leader in their field. One is Moody's, another one is Corteva. All of these are set to begin in the coming months, and we're very excited about working with these amazing partners and how they share our commitment to empowering young people. I would say that more directly to your question, we're on the verge of forging strategic partnerships with technology partners, both globally and regionally. This will help us deliver for our existing partners in a more robust manner and with more scale. We're also exploring partnerships with organizations that are uniquely positioned to address the challenges brought about by COVID-19. For example, the closure of schools and restrictions around public gathering has led to an excess use of screen time. So you can say a pandemic of screen time, if you like. We're trying to find the right partner to work with us on aiming youngsters to be responsible in their use of screen time, in aiming youngsters to differentiate beneficial from harmful information, real from fake coverage. And these are all the new areas that we think we have a responsibility to do something about.
Fantastic news, Maziar. Well, it sounds like as an organization, you've had, been in a position to reflect and evolve, as you say, to meet the challenges and the opportunities that are being presented to you and to all of us. Just in conclusion, Maziar, are there any other updates for the JA community that you'd like to share?
Well, we do have some family news, if you like. The first is that we're saying goodbye to a longtime board member in the Asia Pacific region, Toby Brown, who's relocating back to the United States with his family. We'll miss him very much and wish him and his family all the best. One of the, well, Toby has been responsible for many wonderful things that have happened in this region that predate certainly my involvement with JA. But one of the nicest things that he did before he left was he introduced us to a potential replacement in Stephen Barnum. Stephen has brought a ton of experience with him, and in the month that I've gotten to know him, he's been a great source of guidance and of ideas for me, and certainly for the board moving forward. Just other than that, I just want to encourage everyone to continue reading on with this edition of JAAP Works. I think you'll find comments from our members from around the world are very insightful, and they talk more about how we're working closely as one JA team to meet the unique challenges that we're facing in this moment. And I also want to reiterate something I mentioned earlier. We're more committed. We feel more prepared than ever before to live up to our mission of empowering young people. If you know of organizations that are thinking about the best way to be socially responsible, and you find that our message would resonate with them, we'd love to hear from you and understand how we can help. And finally, stay safe, stay in touch, and keep learning.
Thank you very much, Maziar, for joining us, and thanks to all of you for tuning in.